We're staying at a private ATV-friendly campground in Mancelona, and dare I say, it's the nicest ATV-friendly campground we've been to in Michigan so far. Prove me wrong. Welcome to Starlight Campground and RV Resort, Mancelona, Michigan.
Thanks for stopping in. Let's take a quick walk around Starlight Campground and RV Park. Hey, on a day of hitting the trails, nothing like a good meal at the Hideaway Bar and Grill. Right in downtown Mancelona, the Iron Skillet hits the spot. If you happen to be in the Village of Bellaire, you gotta stop in the Shorts. Great food and great beer. Let's take a little look around the Village of Bellaire. The ATV Trails on the Kalkaska trail system are some of the best in the state of Michigan. These are a must-see. Let's get this trip started. All right, we're pulling into site 76. We're at the end here, and they have a couple of stuff over that way. And you can see it's kind of a pull in. So all of our hookups are on that side. So she's like, pull in, then figure out, wiggle out your way around over into here somewhere. After wiggling my way around a little, there we go. I'm gonna adjust the car in just a minute. I gotta get the quads out. So that looks just like storage. Big cell tower right there. Hopefully we got good connection. So I'm going to level this camper up, get those quads out. You just kind of undo the back of this toy hauler. This is a deck or that, but just figure I'd show you what it looks like in there real quick. It's kind of neat. Of course they're strapped down. We go to the tire, to the D-rings there. That's what it looks like prior to taking them out. Garage is 17 feet long.
You get a throw rug down this time. I thought you were coming in with your shoes on again. We're all set up. Bob ran to town and grabbed us some takeout. We're going to cheat a little bit for dinner tonight.
Going over the ORV maps.
But we're all ready to rock and roll. Look at this campsite. This campground's gorgeous. Look at the site. On the end.
Good looking meals. All right, let's go for a little walk around Starlight Campground. Where is it? Site 76.
Really pretty driving in.
It's so far a beautiful campground. So we're right down that aisle to the left. The one you see straight there was for storage. You see 70s down there. In the back on this section, when you come into the left, just for all the big rigs, kind of an open field for all the big rigs. Here we got the retro campers. Site's 87. You can rent these, by the way.
These are the retros. They're really cute.
You can see here, the retros at Starlight. You can rent these. They're right next to the bathrooms, and straight behind us is where you come in. So you either go to the left, where we are, or to the right, where we haven't been yet.
Really cute.
All right, so right in the center of the campground is the bathrooms.
Wow, clean. You have your own separate place. They have a place to hang your towel, place to set your toiletries.
Beautiful bathroom.
Shower.
Beautiful.
Very clean. It smells clean in here.
Yeah, it definitely does. There's a
floor spotless.
Toilet
spotless. They must clean them in between every use. I don't know.
See, there's all individual rooms like that. Right next to the retros. Here's another retro. How cool is that?
I
And
like
then
that
this one, Tina's in love with this one.
Look at the view they have.
So we got to check it out.
It's kind of overlooking a hill.
So there's a retro Site 61.
They all have little grills on the table. Very nice.
Wow, yeah, beautiful forest back here.
Dog park.
We're going to be riding in there, so clean up after your dog.
Dump station, water fill up. Obviously not right in the same spot.
Volleyball court right behind it. The pirate ship for the kids to play on right behind it. Park, swings.
Oh wow. This campground's real hilly, so it has rolling terrain everywhere. It's really pretty.
So right to the right, Site 1. All of these on 1 through, however we end up over there, back up to the park, which is pretty cool. So Site 14 here, 15, as you go around the curve, they all back up to a field. And all these off to the right, back up to the park, and there's a walkway up there. The walkway leads up to the store, which is pretty cool. Beautifully maintained campground. Getting into the 20s here, they back up to the woods, trees in between them. They really give you a sense, you get a lot of privacy. This beautiful forest in this Kalkaska, Mancelona area, one of our favorite places to ride, so we're excited about that too.
That's nice campsite.
Yeah, they're nice. Beautiful. We got Site 28, 29 backing up to the woods, and here you go. Right from the campground. And that's almost a thumbnail picture right there. Beautiful. So you're coming down from the campground up there, and that's, people are out riding their e-bikes, walking their dogs through here.
Or these might be campsites.
And then this is where you go out riding your ATVs and side-by-sides and dirt bikes. They got a dirt bike weekend going on here this weekend, so a lot of people here on their dirt bikes. This is just really cool. Campsites 29 and 30, getting real close to the where you enter the trails and hiking trails and riding trails and everything, but just beautiful scenery which you back up to. So we're walking up, see our site right there. We're walking up to the store. Figure we take a quick look at it while we're strolling the campground the first night here. There's the road you come in on. First thing to your right you'll see is their registration and camp store. All right, well, the store is closed when we popped up just after 6, and it closed at 6 today.
Oh wow, how cute.
Wow, look at the hangout spots.
Another bathroom.
Oh, more bathrooms. Books.
Laundry.
Laundry.
There's the laundry room. Oh, place to sit and read.
Let's see the laundry room.
Okay. Oh, nice.
There you go.
Are they coin operated or can you tell?
A mining sluice. We're coming down from the camp store. We're gonna go just take a quick look into the pool. There's the parking lot. So you come into your left, and then our campsites are there. We're down over in that section, and you got the right where the trails and everything are over there.
Little interactive activity for the kids. So right next to the main building, there's a Starlight Speedway, which is for your RC cars, and a disc golf course.
Cool, right behind the store. This gets exciting. Kids would love this if they had RC cars or a little bit older, disc golf. Let's check this out. So you can see, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, there's the disc golfing RC course. Want to come run your remote control cars and just keep going that way. I don't know for how long. I see multiple holes for the disc golfing.
We're not exactly sure what this is, but it's called Gaga Ball. Treehouse supplies. The rules are, it's similar to dodgeball, but kinder. It looks like something for the kids.
You can see a hammock back behind her. Tennis court and a pool. Let's go check this out. There's the basketball, tennis court, and the pool. We're here about a week before the pool opens.
I wonder if this is the dog park back here. And here's the dog park.
Right behind the pool. Nice area. Jeez. Coming back from the dog park, you can see it right by the pool. Tennis court. This trail here goes right down to some of those campsites that are on the opposite side that we are. And we're back. It's kind of popped into the back of ours. To the left of us that you see there, looks like a couple people are kind of storing their campers, maybe staying on someone else's site. You got up there, maybe we could just stroll up there and film like a little quick walk around to the just what it's like in that big open area for the big rigs. We saw a few big rigs in the other section though. Let's see what we got here. Up here you got sites up in the hundreds. I see 111, 12.
They're big.
Yeah.
It's easier for their big rigs.
Yep. I think if you got a big rig, this is just easier. They're pull through big spaces. Lots of them. And then there you're back to us. Well, this will probably about do it for the night. Looking forward to a fun day tomorrow.
Not too shabby.
Good morning. Got a beautiful day, 70 and sunny coming up. Making some breakfast, get ready to drink some coffee, and gonna get out there and hit those trails. All right, everyone, time you've been waiting for. Site 76 at the campground. We're getting ready to hit the trails.
Finally, getting back at it.
We call this the North Loop. It's our slang for there's a North Loop of 50-inch or less that runs north of Hideaway Bar and Starvation Lake. So we're getting ready to tie into that. We might shoot down towards Frederick, ride back around behind a hideaway, and then try to hit that for lunch if all goes well. Here we go. It's always pretty exciting leaving right from your campsite. Site 76. Nice and slow, looking for the trail coming out of here. We'll catch up with you then. All right, by sites 27 and 28. Nature and ATV Trails. We walked right down just about here and then cut back and figured we'd see it when we were riding. You can see there's trails on it already. First time back this way, so we're not real sure. I think it's just going to guide us to the trails. The owner says she owns all this land. We're just not real sure which way to go. All ATV vehicles must turn right, so you can kind of tell. Made it sound like it's just easy, yet you'll have no other way but to know just how to go, so it shouldn't be too hard. 4.9 miles. So you take that wide trail for just a minute. It's kind of where that North Loop cuts out, and then we're back into the regular old 50-inch or less. Here we go. These are nice trails. We're about just a handful of miles, I don't know, maybe just a couple of miles north of the Hideaway Bar, riding those 50-inch or less. About 5.5 miles from the campsite. On the North Loop there, we're going east. Got a nice little hill, our first one. One of the things I love about this trail system as a whole is Frederick and Kalkaska, which is really combined, is on the hill. Both of them, they got some nice hilly sections. There's a Mancelona Road trailhead sign, so if we go left up there, we saw that coming into the campground off Mancelona Road. So that if you take that straight down, this is the 50 you'll hit coming in off that road. You can go left or right, we're going to the east. So if you do that ride, coming from the campground or from that trailhead, you can follow along just a bit. Just hit the 10-mile mark. And right at the 10-mile mark, going that way we did, you're hitting a massive hill. There's been one or two pretty fun hills, and some pretty good scenery, but been overall pretty easy. No whoop down section yet, a flat. And now that was our first, this hill here is maybe our first bigger one. So I think we're getting into a hilly section. This ought to be fun. All right, so we're getting into a hilly section, I'm believing. If you look here, if the camera's picking it up, looks pretty good, so I figured I'd hit record for it. Kind of look it up just to make sure no one's coming down. Pretty good here. I think one time, years ago, coming up this hill on my Polaris, there was a roof right in the middle of it. Right up to the side, and I kind of took a bad line on it. Maybe get shoved back on the trail was no big deal. Suzuki's pretty well balanced. You don't have a whole lot of problems. Doesn't near up the power or the comfort, but boy, is it balanced very well. That was a nice hill. You can see here, we're going right back down another one. Oh, that's what really sets these trails apart from some of the others. Some of the hilly sections here are just fantastic. 11-mile mark. We're really getting into some hills. Look at that. Wow. Come on, camera, pick that up. This looks pretty steep. I tell you what's weird, we're 11 miles in, and about 6, give or take, on the 50-inch or less. Not one has been whooped out yet. And there's been some small branch overgrowth in quite a few parts of the trail where you just get hit in the arms by really thin branches. Getting ready to go up a pretty big hill. Stop towards the bottom of it, just so I can see if the video camera picks this up. Just past a group of dirt bikers. Heck yeah. See if I can get Tina coming up. There she is. Good hill. Beautiful scenery right here. Got the drop off to the left. We're in the hills. Beautiful. Sun's starting to come out. Fun spot. Look how deep the sides get. Just kind of cut right down. When going down a hill for a bit, it looks like it's going to kind of curve and go right back up. Silly section. It looks really cool. Right alongside the trail, looks like a tree farm. A bunch of them planted. Little clearing. Heading up to the hideaway, not too far away. This is the route. Heading right in front of the hideaway, and it's pretty smooth for a route. They really have kept these trails up. A lot of work's been done through all the storms. We're at almost 25 miles. Most all of it, other than that first few, were on 50-inch or less, and they were pretty well maintained. A lot of work's been done, and then these routes, pretty smooth. All right, getting off the route, the hideaway. Man, I just thought this was dirt road last time I was here. For sure. Hideaway Bar.
Headed in the hideaway. Been here once or twice.
Kind of a staple to stop. Boy, it sure is upgraded.
Looks a little
Fancier and
different
fancier than last time I've been here.
So we're at the hideaway, and we're going to share a nacho and a Reuben. Lots of food. Probably won't be able to eat it all, but everything sounded good. How can you choose?
Looks pretty good. Just had a good dinner at the hideaway, heading back to the campground. Taking the 50-inch or less as far as we can, to get as close as we can. And we're back. There's the camp store. Kind of just follow the signs they got for you coming in and out. Good first day of riding. Trails were excellent. Lunch was good at the hideaway. Now back to the site.
Let's get this fire started. There we go.
Good morning. How'd you sleep?
I slept great, but you're getting a new mattress, Dirty Jack.
Yep, we'll get a new mattress. All right, so when you come in the door, this is the mattress she's talking about. As you can see, I mean, I can grab it with one hand. Just kind of, I mean, it's really, really flimsy. It's what came with it, but it was kind of new. So we're like, we want to wear it out, but it's just so uncomfortable. So we got a new one. Let's show you that. We got a Cozy Way 8-inch mattress. Just says bifold. It was 60 inches wide by 75 inches long. We'll pop it out and compare it with the other one that's in there. So this mattress was right around $280 delivered. I just popped the top of the box open. See, it's all wrapped up. We'll yank it up, put it on top of that one or that light mattress on this one and get a feel for what the differences are. Anyway, got home from the trip, started editing the video, and this mattress showed up. So I figured I'd put this right in the middle, right where Tina says she needed a new one. A lot more comfortable. A lot more. For the price, I think we're going to be very happy. I just put the old one. This is the old one. Funny thing is you can grab it with your pinky and carry it. Push them all the way to the wall. You can tell this one's a little bit longer. They're both pushed all the way to the wall. So let's hope we can close it. We'll check that in just a second. And there's the differences. A lot thicker on the bottom. The top one's probably 6 inches. The one that comes with it, but there's just like nothing there. I don't know, it's just like a little piece of foam maybe. This is really thick and comfortable. So let's see if it folds up. That's our last test. This is the old mattress on top of the new one. All right, there's it folded up. You can just grab this couch, super easy. That's what it looks like. A mattress does not fit great. It's a force fit. So for the slight chance you have this camper and you're looking for it, that mattress is a little too long. Got to kind of force it down in there, and it does fit. Can't tell now, but up in here you got to kind of bend the mattress and shove it back in, and that mattress is all back there. Well, I forgot our flow meter controller pressure valve gauge there, so you can see that's our neighbors. This is ours, so I'm filling up the tank and running off the pump, which hasn't been so bad. We're getting foamy water out of the sinks, so flushing the antifreeze and stuff out from winterization's not so bad. But it's showing now we're filling the tank at, you know, it's at 4.4 gallons, which is kind of neat though, because I was looking at this and it'll tell you that's a gallons per minute so far. Right around 3 gallons a minute the pressure is here, so pretty neat.
Our first trip out after winter, so we're de-winterizing. Watch how foamy the water is. Anyone give us any information about what's that all about?
Good morning, for breakfast. Got a couple of burritos, a drink, and we're mapping out our day. If you're an off-roader, we're going to try to catch a trail that runs down on a southeast angle out of Pickerel Lake. So we got to get down to Pickerel Lake's campground, and then we're going to run this 50-inch or less that runs down on an angle southeast from there to M72. It's the only trail in the area we haven't done yet.
It's going to be fun. I just got to say, this is the nicest ATV-friendly campground in Michigan, in my opinion. Anyone who doesn't agree, tell us where you think is better, because we like to see it. We like to go there.
Getting ready to ride from our campsite, Starlight Campground. We're going to just take seasonal roads, dirt roads, routes, anything that's legal, down to about Twin Lake Road, where that crosses the trail, just east of the Twin Lakes and just northeast a little of Pickerel Lake, and we're going to catch you there. So we're going to ride the 50-inch on a southeast angle from there all the way to M72, which we've never done before. We'll take you along for that part. See you in a minute.
Go for a ride.
Some of the seasonal roads heading over there. It's really nice. Everything's starting to bloom. Seasonal roads can be fun to ride, and it rained last night, so we got some good mud. All right, it took us 40 minutes from Starlight Campground to get here. Pickerel Lake State Forest Campground's right behind us, maybe 5 or 10 minutes down this 50-inch or less. So we're at an intersection here where you can go north, just south of Twin Lakes Road. That trail you're looking at now is where we're gonna go. We're told it's a lot of people's favorite stretch of 50-inch or less on the Kalkaska trail system. We've never done it, so we're excited. We'll show you where it's at. Pickerel Lake State Forest Campground, you go north a little bit, we're right here. This strong red line all the way down to M72 on a southeast angle is where we're getting ready to take you on. We're told it's the best. Let's go. Here we go. We're gonna hit that section of trail that we were just talking about. Let's do it. We're told by a lot of the dirt bikers here it's their favorite section. They said they don't know if we'll feel the same way on an ATV, but let's find out. Cooking along on this trail, relatively flat, very scenic, little on the wider side, and I'm thinking it should be slang for dirt bikes. This is a great dirt bike run. There's the Dusty Bean coming. Just to show you though, just beautiful scenery through this section of trails. Had to stop and smell the flowers. Taking our first break on the trail. Beautiful 70-degree and sunny day in the spring. Bugs are not too bad. It rained last night.
No bugs, no dust. The trails are really well maintained. It's been a great ride so far.
So we were started up in here, and then we kind of following this red line down. We're at number 10, and then we're just going to go down to here and then figure out how we're going to get back up. So far so good. Just moving along. It's a little hilly in the second section here, and I'll tell you, it's real easy for some spots, and then it gets a little technical, so it's actually pretty neat. So like these spots, they're fun. They're fun hills and curves. And if you happen to be looking at this is the one north of 72, below the last road, which is Meridian, I think. And it's really curvy in here. So you see the trail just going all over the place. That's where we are right now. Cut back in, right through the clear cut. Into the clear cut we were just running alongside. There it is. Woo! That's a big one. At least we're not getting hit with all these little branches yet. These things here, they just nail your arms in some spots. Well, it looks like we're going to be going through this for a ways. You see the trail all over the place out there. Nice little hill here. Kind of deep sand, makes it a little tricky. You could get stuck in that. I said, well, it's two-wheel drive tripping right up it. Steep and deep sand. Yeah, looked right up it though. That was neat. Tina did too. I see her in the mirror. Getting towards the M72 part, which is as far as we're going south today. Considering we're staying just off Mancelona Road, we got to make our way all the way back up there.
We just rode the southeast loop from Pickerel Lake down to M72 in Kalkaska. It was a great ride, pretty uneventful, gorgeous trails, beautiful weather.
What a cool section this is. Hills and nice scenery. So we're still on the 50-inch or less, but it's just a really wide section. Here we go. We got a washed out route. We may have to find another way around this baby. I don't know what's overflowing or if we'll make that. Definitely going to be a four-wheel drive to risk it. There goes Tina going across this big puddle. I think we're both going to give it a shot. It's probably not too bad. It's not too bad at all right now. A little deep. Ooh, this side's a little deeper. There it is. The footwell. Whoa. Oh, that's cool. Nothing like going through the sinking down. So we got some rain last night. Got Tina going through the mud. These ones aren't too bad. They're not even over the floorboard. Oh, I love this little section of hills. We're always coming the other way on it. Just to the west of Frederick, but not in the Frederick Trails. Oh yeah, this is what it's all about. The hills that get in this section are just awesome. Yeah, there we go. Of course the drone's sitting back in the truck. Would have loved to have got up here and threw the drone up. Yep, look at that. Beautiful up here. You can see how high up we are, and there's the trail down there. right? Look at that. I mean, I don't know if that's picking up, but that is up. Getting the low end grunt out of the machine on that climb. Love that spot. Beautiful view. So it goes down just a little bit from here. We've been going down. If you look straight across, that's a pretty good size hill. We're cutting right back up. Gotta be one of the best sections of trail. There's a few like this here. This particular section, gotta be one of the best sections of trail you'll ride. So many hills right in a row. Pretty well maintained too. A little tight. What a beautiful day out. Heading back into the campground. See what we're gonna do next. We're thinking about heading over to Bellaire. Seeing what that town looks like. Maybe grabbing dinner or something depending on how crowded it is. Ran into a lot of good people today. A fun day.
Past Shorts. You could walk around town.
All right, we made it to Shorts Brewery in Bellaire. Got the menu, just got seated. We're a week before busy season. So for the weekend, we walked right in, got a table. You can kind of pan around. This place is huge. You got an outdoor area and multiple big rooms on the inside. We'll get something to eat, take you along with us, and then maybe walk around town just a little bit.
Our appetizer has arrived. It's a loop-de-loo.
Loop-de-loop.
Loop-de-loop. Looks like we have a variety of things to dip these pretzels in. We both got some really good looking salads. I got some type of Midwestern style, I can't remember what it was called. Bob got type of a chef type of salad.
So here we're in the beer garden. You can see going in that way, there's like 4 rooms. For Shorts, we just ate. Meal was really good. And then here's the little gift shop store. We'll go stroll around the town just a little bit and see if we can get a feel for that. All right, here's from the middle of the town of Bellaire. Ice cream right there. Shorts, and right across the street's their beer garden, and you can see down there at the lights pretty much the other edge. There we go, right, I think we're at the edge of town, Village of Bellaire, looking in. So on the same side of the street we're on is Shorts, and then as you cross over, a little cut back at the end. You can tell we're about a weekend before they get real busy. We're walking right to the sun. Right back here we got the Flying Pig, and as we turn around, that's the courtyard that we just kind of came through. The edge of town.
Good morning. We're just waking up, getting the camper packed up, getting things together so we can head out. Pretty easy. I feel like I'm doing something wrong because it's so much easier than packing the tent up. They're driving around asking people if they want free coffee. And here's Bob loading up the quad. This is already in.
What a great weekend.
Right now. Should I just backing up? We're just getting ready to leave, walking up to the bathrooms to wash our hands. I don't know what that was all about. And we're off. Getting ready to pull out. Stopped into the bathhouses, very clean.